since I was there. But it used to, most of the shops were Jewish owned, and it was a nice place to live. We used to, most of the customers were like West Indians, and I think that a lot of the West Indians came to Forest Gate or to London because they couldn't find English. I think a lot of it was because they couldn't find English people to do some of the jobs. So it was a great community though. It was a great, there's no aggression there. This is the newest English school here. We've just opened this up last month to teach Taiwanese and Japanese and people from outside of the country who come here to learn English. So they've got a big dining room here, and there's a stage there, and this is the reception. So a lot of them come from South Korea as well, and they spend their day, it looks very smart, so spend their days learning English. Anyway, right, so they're building big hotels over the road. I don't know how much I'll get to my story, but this is going to be this Positano, an Italian themed, you can see there, Positano Mactan, Italian themed hotel and condo, the same as mine, a condo hotel. Up there, the next building along, if I come out here, hello, that's One Manchester Place, also a condo hotel. Nearly everything is a condo hotel, but they'll never fill them. Oh, I can't see them filling them up. I'll show you this whole place from a distance when I walk down to the beach, because it's like skyscraper heaven. So we're going into the Savoy Hotel, and here we get a wristband. I think the Savoy and the Belmont's over there. The Savoy and the Belmont owns these beaches. So this is the Savoy Hotel. It's usually breakfast time when I get here. So people are having breakfast. It's a mixture. So here, sorry, do you mind being on? Good. It's too late now. Morning. So this is where you pick up your band for the beach. There's a different colour every day, and they just put the band on your wrist. And then when you go to so when you go to the beach, they can just recognise that you qualify to go there without having to pay. It would be 650 pesos, which is just a bit under £10. But if you do come from outside, so this is the band thing. Salamat po. So you come from outside. You pay either $6.50 and you qualify for a meal as well. So you get a meal for that as well. So it's £10. You can stay on the beach all day. It closes at 6 o'clock, and you get your meal. So this is the Belmont. I can quickly show you the inside of the Belmont, if you don't mind. No one's objected yet. It's pretty well the same. It's pretty well Uh,
I follow up here.
it's similar, a bit more spacious than the Savoy. It's a nice entrance hall. There's an ATM here. And there's a little cafe here where you can get your cakes. You probably can get breakfast here. Oh, it's the cafe here. This is the lounge. So these cakes are about £2. For about £2 you can get 150. Was about £2. It's 120 for triple chocolate cake. This is a Belmont, hardly ever come in here. Lovely receptionists. Good morning. I'm going to carry on with my life, so if I can get past the guys selling island hopping tours. My friend, it's okay, it's pretty clear. I got a friend Peter who always stands here trying to sell tours. We went when my friend Finn from Norway was here. We went on a tour with Peter. It was good. It was a lovely day. But oh, there's Peter over there. He hasn't seen me. So it was good, but one of the so-called islands was right by the shore. It was called an island. It had a name of an island, but you wouldn't call it tropical island or anything. It was right by the town. So this is the road to the beach. Right, let's get back to my story. Building hotels all around here. So I left home. I had a travel bug quite early, and I went to Israel on the kibbutz. That's probably the first trip I made, and I used to love travelling. But in those days, it was an expensive luxury. I remember my parents. I've got one brother, Ian. He still lives in the UK, and he lives in Harpenden. And that's all. I've just got the one brother, and both of my parents have passed away. So I always loved travelling. Even though it was when I was younger, it was an expensive luxury. Remember one year we went to Mallorca. I think we were the first people to actually go on a plane, and these were expensive times. So one of the main things I like about living in this time is travel's become so cheap. It's not a luxury anymore. You get on a plane and it's like getting on a bus. As an aside, this is where I usually run. I do a 5k. I've got a route of a 5k. This is part of the route, and over there is the other part. These streets are pretty desert. Hardly any traffic comes here, so it's lovely to run. But it's exhausting doing a 5k here, because you never It's just very, very hot. Even when the sun's not there, it's still hot. So I'm going through my life pretty quickly now. So we moved to Green Street. Had this business, my parents, and I had a pretty normal upbringing. Then as I said, I wanted to travel, and I got a taste for it in the kibbutz in Israel, and that just gave me a taste, meeting people from all over the world. This was in the late 70s, meeting people from countries you didn't dream of meeting people from all these places in London. So getting new cultures, getting new languages, it was so exciting. So I think that gave me the taste. I think that was probably one of the best things I've ever done, or if not the best thing, because it triggered my love for travel. So ever since then I started working, and I was basically I would be working in London, but I'd be working to travel to pay for trips. So I'd work, say, 9 months and travel for, I don't know how long it was, but I used to go all over the place. When I went to Turkey, and I said Israel and Greece, really exotic. To me, they were exotic destinations even then. I'm talking about like early 80s. I just put your finger on that page. This in the middle, this middle bit is going to be a lagoon. It's a very ambitious project. They're going to carve it all up and have water in here and make it a lagoon from seawater. It'll take a long time to do, and it'll be very expensive. Morning.
Morning.
But it's going to be like that, and we're coming up to the entrance. I think my life story would have to wait a little bit, but I think you get the general gist of why I like travel, why I like different places, and it's just, especially now in my, I lived in South Africa. I'll just do a general one, very quick one before I get to the beach. Lived in South Africa for most of my life. Went overland through Africa. That was in the 80s. Went through Africa on a truck, and I had a cousin in Joburg. Made my way down to Joburg. It's a long story. I want to write a whole book. Got there, I was in a bit of a state from going through Africa, and didn't really like Joburg. I got a job there, didn't like it. Everyone said go down to Cape Town. Went to Cape Town and loved it there. I could see that was the place I wanted to live, and I stayed there 35 years and loved it. There were struggles there. So I got married to Bridget, or her name was Brigitte. She's Austrian. She passed away 14 years ago. That's a whole long other story. We've got one child, Nicole, and Nicole is living in America, in Seattle, in the Seattle area, and she's doing very well there, so I don't have to worry about her. So there's nothing really keeping me in the UK. So I went back to UK about in 2013, because I wasn't really doing it. I'd sold my business in South Africa. I wasn't really doing much, and a friend of mine, Charmaine, asked me if I wanted to come back and work there. So I decided to do that and stayed there for 35 years in Cape Town. There were struggles, I'll admit it, but loved it there. So when I went back to England as a carer, I would put your finger in that, keep your finger on that page, put your bookmark in there. I've got to enter this in. My young buntag.
My buntag.
In it.
Yeah. Very in it.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, very in it.
In it. In it ako.
In it kayo.
In it kayo.
Okay, thank you kayo. Thank you kayo.
Salamat po.
Salamat, sir.
So this guy search you when you come into the he's just looking for food basically. You can bring arms in and drugs, but no bringing food in. So thank you. So this is a pool. It hasn't opened yet, and I've been told that the pool is actually leaking, so there's a lounge area there. It says beach reception pavilion, and it was due to open this month. Now they've put it back a month. They're spending a lot of money here, and there's not, for the proportion of people that living up there, there's not many who come to the beach, and anyone can use it from our 4 blocks to the hotel. A lot of the hotels, they get access to this beach, so anyone in the Mactan Boulevard area gets access to this. So here it is. Look, so there's going to be a swim up bar, and these little huts were nicely shaded. They'll probably put foam. They'll probably morning. They'll probably put foam rubber on there, and lounges. So it's lovely. It's a like little bar there. There's probably a little area that inside you can sit down. And it's quite a big area, a lot of grass there, and right overlooking the sea. It's going to be stunning. So I might, haven't told you yet, but I'm going back to UK for 1 month, next month. I'll be more about that. I'll do more about that when I get there, or when it's closer. So it's about 3 weeks time. Right. So when I get to sit down, I'll tell you the rest. I'll tell you briefly the rest of the story. So this is like the central area where they do functions here. So here's the pool from this side. So one of the guys there said they were going to open it this month, but they found a leak. They found a bit of a leak, and they've got to fix it up a bit. So this is where they have the weddings. I've done this before. I've done a beach video before. I think I've done 2, and I was going to leave it till that opened until I did the 3rd one, but I thought I'd just do it as a part of my daily walk. This is another nice place to get married. Be a bit hot to do it in the daytime. And they've got seating for the guests. A perfect outlook, isn't it? So as I say, no, not many people use this. You don't have to reserve lounges or anything like that because there's always spare ones. They haven't put umbrellas up because sometimes it gets a bit windy, so they decided to take the umbrellas down for good. This is what would you call this? It's called a hammock garden. It's called hammock garden. So it's surrounded by hammocks and little alcoves that you can sit on. But it doesn't get used as much as it should do. I don't know whether it's a bit of a white elephant. The thing is, you can't really watch your stuff here while you're going down to the beach. So there's no direct access here to the beach. But it's a great idea, and it's lovely lying in a hammock and reading a book. So there is one person using it. So there is a bit of shade here. I usually go to the one at the back there, where there's that big tree there. So some nice shade here, and this is the restaurant, the tables for the restaurant. Funny. And this is an idea that they've still got to complete it. It's a slide for the kids, and it's trampoline on the slides on the left and the trampolines on the right for the adults. And they were going to put it in, but they've still got a few problems. So you can't swim in this part of the beach, you can swim in that part. Right, so they've called this it was called the Hammock Garden, but it's the Sea View Lounge. Or is this the Sea View Lounge? This is another part of the restaurant. This is the restaurant. They serve, I don't know if the menu's up. It's nice to go early in the morning and not playing music. I don't even know, it doesn't even look like, they must be open. Don't look like they're open. So this is about 5 to 9 in the morning. It's called a mini shop. So here's the signs here, information, you can read that. I wonder if the alfresco's open. So, changing room, restroom, didn't know there was a clinic here, or information. Oh yeah, it's called a Hammock Garden here. This is a big function room up here. The glass pavilion. I'm gonna bag a seat here and I'll show you the rest of the place. Hello.
Higher.
So I'm gonna grab one of these. Grab this one. It's going to be shady the whole day. I quite like these because you can't lie flat on them. but you can lie on them. So I'll just leave my bag there. It's easy. If I take a lounger, I nick the foam from those things and I have to take the table up. So when I've got that, I don't bother. I'll just show you the rest of the place. So these are the changing rooms and the toilets. They're okay. They're okay. So this is, oh, I forgot, there's a little gym here. So this is the play area. The kids. And beyond that is the outdoor gym that I've really seen no one use. It's just, there's no shade there. That's a problem. It's just too hot. I've used it a couple of times, but it's very hot in the daytime. You have to get here early. As I say, the beach closes at 6 because they often have functions here in the evening. So it's a shame that it's not open till later. It would be nice coming down there in the evening and having a swim. This is al fresco. It's not really open, but it'll probably be an informal food area. They've got an al fresco in Mactan near the bus station, which has been in, I've featured it in a previous video. But it'll be, if it's the same sort of idea, it'll be a smaller version, just a few little food areas, and they'll put tables outside, so it'll be a nice area, a bit more informal. So normally, so this is basically concentrating on my day. So normally I'd stay in the beach for about, here I am, Filipinas. Normally I'd stay on the beach for 3 hours. But today is Monday. Well, I probably will be here 3 hours. I'll leave about, it's 9 o'clock now, I'll leave about 12 and get the bus to they have a free pensioners movie. Senior, they call it senior, on a Monday. So I'll go and see that. It's nice to sit down in an air-conditioned cinema and you don't have to pay for it. This area is just this is just a lounge area. It'll be linked up to al fresco will be over there, and they'll take all this away and they'll link the whole thing up to this area. So I've done this before. I've shown you all this before. I'll take you in with me on my first swim. We'll see if we can see some fishes. Just finishing my life story off. I'll sit down and do it. Right, where did I get to? Oh, let's put that behind me. Where did I get to? Yeah, I started travelling, and then I came back to. I was living in South Africa. I didn't travel there because it's just too far away from everything. I did 1 or 2 trips, but Cape Town is a really beautiful place to stay, and loved it. We bought a house out there as well. Eventually, we had our struggles, and we had financial struggles. My wife Brigitte got sick at one stage, and she was very sick, and I was really more or less a carer. And eventually she died from the sickness. It's a rare sickness. It's a liver disease. So she passed away in 2010, the same year as my mum passed away. And after that, I had to finish getting my daughter just finished school. She was doing a gap year as well. So to get her through college, we'd already decided the college she was going to and everything. Get her through college, and she was studying computer science. Got her through that, and then she did very well. She got a lot of determination. Whatever she's gone for in life, she's got realistic things. Now she works for Amazon in America, and she's married to Andrew. Andrew's Afrikaans or South African. No children. She said she doesn't really want one. I don't put pressure on her. And they're happy. They bought a big house out there. So they've been in America about 3 years, and so I was working as a carer in the UK for the last 10 years, and I was just doing, and the last 6 years I was working for a guy he's not able to move anything, but I was doing it part-time, so I was looking after him and 1 week, and travelling 1 week. So I had 1 week on, 1 week off. So I'd go away on the Monday or Tuesday and come back on the Friday or Saturday of the week that I was off. I also, in London, I was pretty well didn't know anyone when I first got there. When I was working in London, in Hyde Park, South Kensington, and I started a meetup group. I knew about meetup from South Africa. Big step, starting my own group. It really was. It was nerve-wracking, to say the least. But eventually, got the group going. I just went on. I just organised things, and sometimes no one would come. Sometimes 1 or 2 people. But it wasn't for the money, it was just to meet people. And eventually it's grown into quite a big group. I think there's, I don't know how many members. I've kept it going. So I was doing that for about 6 years. And I've kept it going through, or even 7 years, I think. Through a couple of the people who were going on the walks, they volunteered to do it, and they've taken over the mantle, and they're doing well. So I'm happy. I think it's got about 2,000 members, maybe something about that. So I'm pleased. It was like my baby. So I'm pleased my baby is still going. And so that was a good thing. And since my wife passed away and I've come back to England, I'm enjoying. I haven't really got any responsibility, so I've been travelling a lot, and then I decided I think I've got enough money to retire. I didn't really think about it before, so I thought I don't want to have any work getting in the way of fun. So I decided not to let work get in the way of fun, and I was watching YouTube videos ad nauseum about the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, all around Southeast Asia here, and decided on the Philippines for a few reasons. Well, the first reason is because it's much cheaper than the UK. Second reason is it's a Christian country, I decided, that's a long story. So I went from Judaism to Christianity, and I'm sort of, I'm sort of got to get back into Christianity. You'd call me a lukewarm Christian, which is neither cold nor hot. And I know that that's not the right thing to be. So I go to a church here, but going to a church doesn't mean you're a full Christian. So I'm born again Christian. I was baptized, and I believe it's the way to go. And I keep promising to get closer to God. And that I've got to study a bit more and give it a bit more time. But I know it's the right thing. So that's another part of my life. Well, it's not. It's part of my life. And now, so I've decided Philippines, because it's a Christian country, although it's mostly Catholic, but still a lot of born agains here. And it's a English speaking, although there are dialects. People generally don't speak English to each other. They speak here they speak Cebuano, which is a dialect. Cebuano. It's a dialect, local dialect. And really haven't regretted coming here. You can look at my previous videos where I've said about life here. Life here is really it's fantastic. If you don't mind really hot weather all the time, it is a fantastic place to live. I'm really enjoying it, and been here 7 months. Sorry about more building noise. The building, something next door. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's part of this or not. And yeah, life is good at the moment. So my daughter's doing well. It saved a lot of money moving here. I've got a girlfriend. I met Ruby, and she's 53, and she's got a family. She's got one son who's at college, and she's got a family house. So she stays at the family house a fair amount of time, which suits me. And she's good company, and it's not. It can be a bit lonely here. There's a lot of women who. Yeah, that's another thing. These are other stories. This is supposed to be my life story, so I'm not going to go into that. But it's been. So I've had my condo for 6 months. I got signed a 6-month lease. The 6 months will be up in the beginning. Oh no, not beginning. The 11th of next month, which is when I get a flight back to the UK. I want to sell my car. I want a few other things I've left there, so I want to bring. I'm going with sort of an empty suitcase, and I'll collect some of the possessions I've got over there, and bring them over. So I'm only there for a month. Then when I come back, I'm going to make more videos. I'll make videos over there as well. I'm going to be sucked into doing a bit of work over there. You don't want to see me all the time, see the view. So I'll have to do a little bit of work on in my old job, because they're a bit stuck for people, which I don't mind. And I've got a feeling for someone who's going, or Charmaine, the same woman I was talking about before, she works there, and she's got to go in for an operation, so I've got a feeling for her. I think this video is getting a bit long now. Let's see how long it's. Oh, 49 minutes. So I'm gonna leave you now.